What's up, my plant people? My name's Stacia. This is Oops, I Sold My Planties, and thanks for coming to hang out. So today what I wanted to do was a little update. I had air layered a couple of plants not long ago, and I have an Ecuagenera plant that I had to rehab, and I wanted to talk a little bit about Ecuagenera when I get to that. So to get started, let's check on this here air layering and see how this has done. I do believe we're going to be cutting this little plant off of here today. Pull some of this spag away and see what we've got in here. See what's going on right yonder. All right, so basically what I did when I did the air layering was I simply put some spag around the plant on the pole as it was, and I wrapped it in saran wrap, cling wrap, whatever you want to call it. So I did that, and then I just made sure that it stayed fairly moist. I kept it, fairly moist just to make sure that it would promote root growth, which it absolutely has, crazy amounts. I'm actually going to pull this away all the way from the pole. Wow. So this worked out way better than I had anticipated. Okay, so, scissors. Oh, all right. So I am actually going to cut below. Where's the growth point? That's a different plant. There, did it? Wow. There was so much moisture that this little guy here popped off with a couple of its own little aerial roots. So, first things first, I'm going to cut this one. Okay? And then, shoot, I might as well cut this one too. All right. So I am going to actually pop this little baby here back in spag and give it a chance to grow a little bit more rootage. And this one here, we have a right good amount of root on this baby. Yes, all right. So I would say air layering on the tripartitum, success. As you can see, there's quite a few roots, and actually what I will probably cut below this node where the roots are and try to propagate. I'm just going to go ahead and do it right now. And I'm going to pop this into some spag of its own, and this will be my top cutting of the tripartitum. And of course, I'll get you guys some better footage. Okay, let me get this spag out of the way. Strap this puppy back to the pole. All right. And actually what I'll probably do is I'll probably air layer down here, and give it a chance, because I see a couple of nodes down here that have started to push. So I'll probably air layer this one more time and then start over with this plant. Because when I got it, I brought it home with pests, and I didn't realize I had brought it home with pests. So since then, I have done my best to get rid of them. Okay, plant number 2 is going to be the Mayoi. Check and see how we're doing on this puppy here. Oh, yeah, this one's gonna be good too. Let's turn it around here. So we can get to this here spag and get it pulled off of this plant. Oh yeah, nice. I love it when they get some big old meaty white roots. Let's see where I can. All right, I'm actually just gonna cut this one below that node there. Set this to the side and let's pull away some of this here spag and see what we've ended up as far as roots go here. So I bought these plants a while back and they were kind of small, and I had a run of thrips come through my house. It's been a battle, but I think I've gotten them pretty well under control. I don't see as much damage coming. Actually, I don't see any new damage lately. So I think I've pretty well gotten them under control. But man, for a little while there, shh. And of course it was inside where all my fancy plants are. Because this stuff out here, this is I've got my orchids out here because they seem to like the warmth. Yeah, this one looks pretty good. All right, so what I'm going to do is actually cut in between these nodes here. I will pop this one in spag, and then I will probably pop this one into some soil. I may stick it in some spag for a little while, maybe, and put it in the grow tent. But, so that's that. And what was I saying? Oh, the thrips. Yeah, I think I've gotten that handled. All right, so next we've got this lovely little Chaco Red here that I did pick up from Ecuagenera. It's self-fenestrated. It's way out on its last leaf. That's lovely, and that leaf is still new. It's very soft. And if you look at the difference of color, this one takes a more, darker green, and then it's got, of course, the red background as well. But this one has more of that neon green look to it with the red background, which is very reminiscent of a brand new Gloriosum leaf. If you have a Gloriosum, they come out with the most extravagant bright green leaves, and then that red just pops through the back. They're friggin' amazing. This is one of my absolute favorites as well. I love the parentage on this plant. But when I got it from Ecuagenera, it was a little bit of a rehab. So what I have noticed is sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. It's a gamble you're going to take when you order from Ecuagenera. Also, those of you who do order from Ecuagenera, I know you've been worried because your plants were in the mail for a little while, but my understanding, because I live 45 minutes from Ecuagenera, and I have talked to the lady who runs the place up there. I do believe her name is Estelle. I'm not 100% sure, I could be wrong. But I've asked her, when you order the plants in Ecuador, do they get shipped straight from Ecuador to the home? And she said, no, they come into a papka, they rehab for a little while in a papka, and then they continue their shipment on to their destination. I guess the tracking number doesn't change, something along like that, but it makes a stop, so it delays the shipment. That's my understanding. I could be wrong, but I swear that's what she said. So just know that your plant probably wasn't in the mail for all that long, first. And secondly, I've noticed that a lot of their stuff comes with not the greatest root system. And I won't say a lot. I'd say it's probably about 50-50 because I've run into it 50-50. So it's a chance you take. You do get cheaper prices than if you happen to catch when they have a good thing, stocked. You do get a better price than say you would on an Etsy store or possibly the marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. Because I got this for $100. I paid $100 for this at Ecuagenera, and it came with no roots. So I brought it home. I popped it in the spag. It's been about a month, and this is where we are now. So I am actually going to start to gently remove this spag, because what I'd like to do, actually, I do believe there's quite a bit of chunk below where the roots have grown that does not um, have any roots or anything going on. So what my thought is that I will separate it and throw some chunks into my little magic prop box and see if I can get some El Chacos going. Maybe do some trades. Y'all know I'm all about the trades. So speaking of trades, not long ago, and I felt a little bit like a dick when I said, but it was like amazing to me. So somebody hit me up on my Instagram, and I get a lot of messages on my Instagram from people, asking if I'd be willing to do a trade or if I want to buy some plants internationally and blah, blah, blah. So I do entertain some of these messages because, first and foremost, I like my plant people and I like to talk to you guys. I like to get to know you, get a feel for you personality wise, what kind of stuff you like, because it makes it a little easier for me to make my videos and I get to talk to you guys. So, and it gives me some feedback. When I actually get to talk to you, when you message me and we get to, converse back and forth, it really gives me an idea of, who you are, what you like, what kind of personality you've got. So, I think what I'm actually going to go do is get this moss a little more wet. I'll be right back. All right, so I've gotten it a little bit wet. I'm hoping it's a little easier to pull off. A lot of times it is. It seems to be a little bit more pliable when it's a little bit more moist. And I've got a pretty good root system here that I don't want to damage. So, anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, this girl hits me up, right? And she's, we're talking, and she was asking about Gloriosum, because those of you who've been here for any length of time know my Gloriosum used to be a beast. Like, that thing was ridiculous. It was in a 24-inch pot. Let's put it that way. I'll insert some pictures over here so you can see. Yeah. So it just got to be huge. It was a burden to move. I couldn't really, it was hard to find somewhere for it to live. You know what I mean? So I chopped it up. I propagated it, right? So I have quite a few. I've actually sold and traded and gifted quite a few pieces of that plant, right? So this girl hits me up. We're talking about, my Gloriosum, and she was asking if I had any for sale or did I want to trade. And, I'm always open to a trade, but here's my thing. It needs to be something that I want if I'm going to trade. I'm not going to trade for something that I don't want, that doesn't appeal to me, just to ensure that someone else can get a plant. If they want it that bad, they can buy it. I'll gladly sell it. So, I'm not a jerk about it by any means, but we need to be realistic. So this chick hits me up, right? And I had never spoken to her before. I don't even remember seeing her comment on my channel. And she's like, hey, you want to do a trade? And I'm like, sure, absolutely. What you got? She came back. I've got some pothos. So I was like, no, thank you. And the girl actually, tried to guilt me because I wouldn't trade a Gloriosum for some pothos. I gotta say I was a little bothered. It disheartened me just a bit because, here's the deal. I don't have to trade. I don't have to. It's not mandatory that I trade with someone just because they want to do a trade, right? I'm not obligated, right? That's not an obligation. I don't know. But that's really how she made me feel, like it was an obligation, like I was supposed to just do it, say yes, and all would be good. Well, that didn't happen. Needless to say, I ended up having to block the girl. So, it makes me really sad for where this plant community is going. I mean, I got into this a couple years ago because I really, really, really thoroughly enjoy plants. I enjoy growing them. I enjoy trading them. I enjoy looking at them. I enjoy seeing other people's collections. I'm just a thorough plant lover, right? So that's why I got into this. And sometimes to be made to feel like you're doing something wrong sucks, And I don't feel as though I was doing anything wrong. I'm point blank, period. I don't feel as though I was doing anything wrong. And anybody who else does, you know where to go. Anyway, I just don't get the boldness of people. Let's put it that way. People are very, very bold. I had another one. I actually was going to sell some chunks because I have chunks too. I was going to sell some of those to this girl because she wanted to buy them. So cool. She started asking me prices. I started telling her prices. And then she came back to me with, well, I'll buy this and this if you throw something in for free. Um, I came back and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, not trying to be mean, but if I decide I want to send you something for free, that should be up to me. You shouldn't be asking me to do so. And again, I was made to feel like I did something wrong because I told this girl no. Is there something going on in this world that I missed out on where we don't get to hear the words no anymore? Because when I was a kid and I was growing up, I got told no a lot. I'm so used to hearing the word no, you cannot, absolutely not, that it doesn't affect me anymore. All right, you guys, so I'm getting to some of the finer hairs here. Um, but if we look, oh man, there's just so much going on. Just so much going on. So, I'm actually going to leave it like this. So this is a month worth of growth in Sphag in my grow tent. And it has managed to put off this amazing root system. I was going to try and cut some of this chunk, but I'm actually going to wait until it grows some because there's a lot of roots actually coming out of all of those different spots. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and pot this up. And it's my typical mix with bark, perlite, cocoa coir, and worm castings. And I'm going to put it in this clear pot because I want to continue to see the root progression on this baby as it grows. There she is, potted up. I'm going to get these other things popped in some moss, get it watered in, and I'll be back with you shortly. All right, you guys, so there you have it. I'm sorry this video went on a little bit of rant after I started talking about Ecuagenera because my mind went into a whirl. sorry. I usually try to be pretty positive. I just had a couple of things I wanted to get off my mind. I don't know. People suck. Some people suck. You guys are cool. So next thing is I have got everything into moss and I've got this one potted up. I'm going to get it watered in and get it put back into my grow tent just to let it acclimate itself and keep growing. And yeah, so I hope you like this. If you guys like this content, make sure you go down below and give us that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and mark your notification bell for all so you can get notified anytime I upload, because this is the kind of stuff we do around here. And as I always say on my channel, thanks for coming to hang out. Y'all come on back and bring your friends. If you don't want to bring your friends, that's cool, because you guys are the reason I'm here and I'm doing this. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace out. I forgot what I was going to say.